Live from Connecticut College in New London, Connecticut. We're at the Luce Fieldhouse, game 2 of our national semifinal of the National Prep Championship, as the reigning champs, Putnam Science Academy, coming in 35-1, take on Scotland Campus, also at 35-1. Hello and welcome courtside. Glenn Conticello, Adam Finkelstein. Great first half of our doubleheader in semifinals. The second half should be as exciting, maybe better.
Yeah, I think
I don't know if that's possible, but maybe.
You know, the two teams that have been, two of the three teams that have been in contention for the top ranking throughout the course of the prep season, squaring off here, the number 2 and number 3 seeds, with a chance to get to the championship on the line.
Oh, you got the reigning champs. They know what it took to get the championships. You got to give them a bit of an edge.
You know, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's going to be interesting. This is a team that came into the season with a Cook. He left for UConn at mid-year. Not the team that we thought we'd see in November.
Well, we do have our starters. The starters for both teams will start with Putnam Science in their backcourt. Number 1, Tyson Etienne. He's headed to Wichita State. We'll keep a close eye on him. He had 18 in the quarterfinal win over Hargrave. Also in the backcourt, Hassan Diarra, number 3, and number 15, DeMar Langford Jr. Up front, they'll have number 2, Nate Stokes, and number 34, Russell Chua. Number 34, the big center. He's listed at 7 feet. And for Scotland Campus, we had a change in their starters.
You hate it when that happens, don't you?
Just as we went hot, they said we had a change.
What are you doing to Glenn?
Well, number 14 is, I'll correct myself, let's see. 34 is going to jump it up.
Let us know when you're ready.
And the opening tap is controlled by the Mustangs.
Scotland coming out man-to-man.
Putnam in the black uniforms.
Well, that's his move. He is all left shoulder in the post, working to get back to that right-hand jump hook, and that's going to be a battle tonight between two high major big men.
Chua with the first basket for the Mustangs. And now they get a steal. And laying it in is Diarra.
Hassan Diarra, he and DeMar Langford, only juniors, but they are the returning players from last year's national championship team. Of course, Diarra missed a lot of this summer with an injury, but he is one of the key guys for this squad.
That runner is banked up by Nadolny, got his own rebound, and it was put up and in. And they'll give it.
I think that was Chris Mado.
Yeah, Mado, 14.
Mado, a guy you can see still long and lean, just beginning to fill out. He's got offers up to the Atlantic 10, but a lot of those people planning on redshirting him.
Deep 3 by Stokes.
Well, that's what Nate Stokes does. He's a pure shooter. That is his biggest, far and away his biggest value, the ability to make shots and stretch the floor.
Out up top. Nichols will fire and bury his deep 3.
You know, I heard some people questioning yesterday whether or not he could make that shot. That stroke looked pretty good.
Both teams coming out throwing haymakers. There's a nice pass down low. Chua.
Well, we can't forget about the big fella down low.
Just when you think you have to defend the 3, they loop one down in the paint.
Well, they're extending their defense, and when you do that, you know, you're concentrating on the ball and trying to force some turnovers, but you can't forget about the backside, and somebody's got to have, you know, rim responsibilities.
Nice feed baseline. That turnaround by Mado was rimmed out, and on the rebound, well, we got a foul.
Another offensive rebound. Scotland all over the offensive glass to start this one.
Fouls on Etienne. That's his first. Inbounds. Ahmed buries the three.
Yeah, quick answer from Scotland. Ahmed was actually at Oak Hill Academy last year, so he has played on some high-level basketball teams in the last couple of years.
Now they're saying it was only a 2, not a 3.
Big-time move.
There's that runner banked in.
Diarra with the burst and the long strides. Didn't take him more than a second to capitalize on that lane.
There's a 3 put up by Koulibaly.
Scotland overshot that run-out pass. I tell you what, though, if you're going to turn the ball over, you want dead ball turnover. So when you throw that long lead, better to overthrow it than to underthrow it.
Putnam Science on top, showing half-court token pressure, really. They set up a double team once the ball gets cross half-court. Driving into the paint. That runner was banked up no good by Ahmed. Knights keep possession. They back it out and reset. Just underway here. Our second semifinal winner goes on to the 7 p.m. final. And that 3 is drained by Nadolny.
He has been a prospect on the rise in the last few weeks. Recent offers from Boston College, Iowa State, West Virginia. West Virginia and Boston College both here today.
There's a long 3 put in by Etienne.
Well, one big shot deserves another. Nadolny knocked it down on one end. Etienne drills it coming off the screen here.
Mustangs by 2, 13-11. 30 is Jones, Jordan Jones. Now he swings it far side. Ahmed drives, gets stripped. Diarra.
Great pass.
Not able to finish was Chua.
Missed opportunity there for Putnam. Here comes Scotland right back at you.
Ahmed changing direction into the paint. His runner's banked in. That was pretty.
Yeah, so shifty there. Didn't have to blow by anyone when he's able to keep you constantly off balance. That was almost 2 Euro steps in one, and he did it without traveling.
Tied at 13. 4:45 into this first half. Nice defensive play by Aquarius Nichols, deflecting that ball.
Right off of Langford's foot. Get another look at this drive from Ahmed, though. Those multiple Euro steps, and how about the wide angled finish? Great touch over the shot blocker. That's pretty.
And Nichols will bring it ahead.
Putnam extending that zone again.
.30 is Jordan Jones. Deep 3 by Gallupo.
Gallupo is a big-time shooter, and he's got a special ability to make tough shots like you just saw there, but when he gets his feet under him and he's on balance, he's even better.
That attempt by Langford Jr. was blocked. Running ahead was Nadolny.
Good defensive play that time from Scotland. Really converged on that dribble, and then Nadolny took advantage in the open floor.
Well, I think the Knights know they're going to be tested here.
Oh, I think they both know they're in for a battle.
Yes, indeed. And now we get a foul. It's going to go against Putnam. It'll be on Diarra. Should only be his first. There you see Tom Espinoza in his 12th year at the helm of the Mustangs. Not happy about that foul.
It's amazing. It's been 12 years.
Time flies when you're having a ball,
yeah.
right? Isn't that what they say?
And you know, Tom was a great player growing up in Putnam, all-state player at Putnam High School.
Koulibaly.
Interesting. It was almost like a fake jump there. That was clever.
The lead is 7 for Scotland. Etienne fed it down low for...
Yeah, they doubled down on the post and it paid off.
And now they turn it right back to Putnam. Driving. Shot by Pride, no good.
Yeah, really good job there by Koulibaly to hold his ground, stay vertical.
Into the paint. And we get a whistle and a foul.
Good call there on the late rotation. These are not easy games to officiate, that is for sure.
Usman will go to the foul line.
And this, Usman, just another junior in this Putnam class. So you talk about him, Hassan Diarra, DeMar Langford, and Kareem Reed. You've got 4 guys who are coming back next year. That is a heck of a nucleus. Putnam also just got Enoch Cheeks transferred in from Kimball Union Academy. He's not eligible for this tournament because he didn't meet the January 15th transfer deadline. You have to be eligible to play in the Nationals, so he's on the bench but not in uniform, and that is a heck of a 2020 class for Putnam.
1 of 2 for Usman. 2014. Scotland on top. They have possession. Bogdolny to the foul line, gave for Jones. Jordan Jones faking the shot, not sure what to do with it, finally feeds. Corner for Jordan's 3, it rims out. Diarra running.
That's where he's at his best, downhill in the open floor.
Can't finish, threw it up too hard. The outlet pass deflected, gets deflected right back to Koulibaly, but they then throw it away into the paint. That shot put in by Usman.
Koulibaly says, my bad, my bad. You know what I'm impressed with, though? Big man who recently committed to Pittsburgh. Very smart about when to leave his feet. Does a good job of staying vertical. Going to have to be careful with the angle of his arms at the next level, but...
Turnover by the Knights, and on the breakout, we get a foul. Foul on Jordan. Jordan picked up the personal. He just checked in. Diarra gives deep in the corner. That 3 off the iron. Number 5, Marty Silvera couldn't hit, but quickly ahead.
We'll give Galupo credit there. The extra pass, just put it down on the floor and let Nadalny take advantage of the momentum he had, and it ended up in an easy 2.
Very easy. 11:36 on the clock. 22-16 is our score. I'm getting exhausted just watching this first 7-8 minutes.
Yeah, these
here.
Guys are competing. This is a high-level game.
You bet. Diarra can't hit. Rebound for Pride. He just checked in. It's loose and given to Usman, and he's able to bank it in.
Yeah, that's that soft touch from Usman. I mean, he's made great strides with his body this year, but you just can't teach touching hands like he has.
Nice feed low into the paint. The turnaround by Jordan Jones was no good, but on the shot he was fouled.
Well, Jones had a mismatch there with Bugs on him. He ducked in at just the right time. Bugs had no choice but to push him away, take away what could have been a 3-point play. Going to make him earn it at the stripe.
Bugs his first. And Jordan hits the first foul shot. That's his first point.
Jones is another guy. You talk about Usman's conditioning. Jones has done a tremendous job with his body. He arrived at Scotland, quite frankly, not in great shape. He'd missed time with an injury. He'd allowed himself to get out of playing shape, and he's done a terrific job of getting his body right, improving his conditioning.
Now we get a loose ball foul. Well, against Langford Jr., it's his first. Knights have possession.
Putnam in their 2-3 zone now. This has been a trademark of them. They'll trap out of it. Good recognition and skip there from Gallupo.
Jordan double teamed into the corner. He's in some trouble.
Yeah, don't dribble into the corner against a trap. That's a no-no.
Ball was last touched by the Mustangs, so the Knights to inbound, and they give for Aquarius Nichols. Working off a high screen, drives, dishes deep corner. That three put up by Jordan. No good. Offensive rebound by Owens. Blake Owens just checked in, 6'8" forward. This is Nichols. That runner's no good, and we'll get an offensive foul. Blake Owens picks up the foul. That's his first, and he'll check out.
That's what he is, though. He's an energy big guy who's added noticeable muscle mass to his frame since arriving. That's a theme you can see at prep school. That's not just about the basketball development. It's also about the physical development. That extra year really gives guys' bodies an opportunity to click maybe better than it would at 16 or 17.
Chua down low.
That's well scouted. They
wow,
knew
tough shot.
Yeah, they knew he was going to the left shoulder, so give Chua credit for making a tough shot, but it was well scouted. They were not letting him turn that shoulder. Well, Koulibaly got deep post position there, and that's just too deep for a guy like him to be able to operate.
26-20. Langford Jr. trying to penetrate, can't. Now they finally give into the paint.
Three white jerseys.
Yeah, he trying to muscle his way to the iron. That jump hook is short.
But that leads to a good point. Sometimes you don't double a guy because you're worried that one defender can't stop him. Sometimes you double him because you want to attack him.
And now the Knights turn it over.
Well, Gallupo had relocated around the arc. Jones didn't look, thought he knew where he was, and just ended up throwing it away. Good start here. Competitive game.
Reigning champs down a half dozen in this semifinal. Winner moves on to the 7 p.m. championship tonight. Driving into the paint. Diarra tried to feed to Chua. And that pass was deflected out.
But it was Akram there who rotated down to take that away.
Shot clock at 13. That pass almost came right to you, Adam.
Yeah, I was ready for it.
I was ready to defend as well.
I appreciate it. You were going to get the block.
No, I would suggest you were going to step right around me. That shot put in, but they will wave it off. Etienne hit the shot, but he was fouled. Nichols picks up the personal. Both teams with 4 fouls in this first half. 8:40 to play. Diarra feeds right corner. Etienne goes baseline. The shot's no good, but he got bodied to the court. And the foul is on Ahmed.
Yeah, and Akram Ahmed did a nice play there, ran Etienne off the line, tried to contest it, make it a tough 2, just didn't have complete control of his body weight there. Etienne, one of 2 guards in this field who's committed to Wichita State. He and Noah Fernandez. Noah Fernandez was spectacular down the stretch yesterday for Woodstock. 2 guys that have been on the opposite ends of a prep rivalry this year that are going to go team up next year at Wichita State as part of the Sooners backcourt.
Etienne misses the first. He'll get one more. Got 3 points. That came on a 3-point field goal a couple of minutes ago. Second foul shot Rattles out. He's looking like, what's going on here? That was halfway down and popped right out.
Got a whole lot of rim before popping out. Putnam back in that 2-3. Now they'll play 2-3 consistently, but they'll give you different looks out of it. Sometimes they'll trap, sometimes they'll stay at home.
That's a deep three by DeQuarius Nichols.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Putnam was really ready to respect him from behind the arc. He was hesitant to take that shot yesterday, but he's shooting it confidently here today.
It's a 9-point deficit for Putnam Science. That's a tough three from the corner, and it is a bit long.
Got a mismatch here. Oh, good switch. Recognition by Etienne.
Out up top, Koulibaly.
See, that's one of those plays that right now you say, hey, I'm open. At the next level, when you're big and you don't have your defender on you, what you do is you reverse that ball and you chase it into a ball screen. And so now instead of having an open three that maybe you make 1 out of 4 times, you've got a guy coming off a ball screen without a hedge there.
Fouls on Koulibaly is first. Off the inbounds, it goes out up top for Pride. Gives in the corner. Another try from the three-point area by Stokes.
Really good recognition, though, from Etienne. Saw Stokes in the corner. He's a pure shooter. He won't miss too many of those.
Knights leading by 9, looking to add to that advantage with this possession. Ahmed can't hit the fadeaway.
Yeah, his shoulders were kind of driving back on that one. He needed those extra couple inches to get it up and over the front of the rim.
Nice feed inside. Shua.
Putnam going to use a full timeout.
The lead for Scotland campus is 7. We'll see that last basket. Nice penetrating move that time by Etienne.
Well, not only was it a good move, but then at the tail end of his drive, he used his body to clear out the Scotland shot blocker. So he should get a double assist for that one.
Glenn Conticello, Adam Finkelstein, thanks for tuning in here today on Cox Your View. This is our nightcap of the doubleheader semifinal action of the 2019 National Prep Championship. Game 1 earlier today was won by Brewster Academy, 91-73 over Massanutten Military Academy. So the winner here this afternoon will take on Brewster Academy at 7 p.m. tonight. And you can see it live right here on Cox Your View. So make sure you come back for that as well. Bit of a unique setup here in this tournament where you have the semifinals played on the same day as the finals. A bit of a challenge for the two teams that are in the finals, and players have to dig deep. You and I spoke during the first semifinal what teams might do between games. One of the key things you really harped on was that they have to stay hydrated.
They definitely have to get off your feet and stay hydrated. There's no this is unique for the high school prep school season, but it's not unique for the grassroots season. So these kids are accustomed to playing 2 games in one day, whether it's with any of the 3 sneaker circuits.
Jordan Jones down low is fouled.
And if they don't play, if they play on a normal travel level, sometimes the norm is three games in a day. So, certainly they might not be as long as these 20-minute halves, but not new for these guys to be able to, or to have to come back and take the court again later today.
Jones misses the first. He had 6 points in the Knights' victory yesterday over Northville Mount Herman. And he misses the second. Mustangs trying to run, but you got to credit the Knights. They got back defensively. Diarra, foul line jumper, no good. Rebound deflects. Kept by the Mustangs. Stokes able to gather in that loose basketball and put it in.
Yeah, tough turnaround for Stokes there. Another solid defensive possession here from Scotland.
The lead for the Knights down to 5. Pressure
give
being
that ball
applied by the Mustangs. and we'll get a whistle, and a foul will be called.
Yeah, tried to dribble his way out of the trap, needed to retreat, create some space, and then try and pass over the top of it because he was constrained. This Charles Pride doing a great job there. Might have gotten away with a bump there. And there's the reach that the official ended up calling. Couldn't tell if that was ball or arm, but
they called it on Charles Pride, his first. 6th on the team. Both teams will be shooting 1-1 on their next foul. Deep three, put in again, that time by DeQuarius Nichols. That's his 3rd three of this half.
Really stepping up here today, knocking down shots.
Work down low, that initial shot put up by Chua was no good, but the rebound was put in.
So Scotland's first shot defense continuing to be very, very good, but Putnam going to the glass in waves right now, and that's where they've scored their points in the last couple of possessions, in the second chance buckets.
Knights with possession. They'll inbound underneath their own hoop. They lead by 6. Rahman Kazanzi, number 32, is checked in for the Knights. Good pressure being applied by the Mustangs. And that
shot.
Three, as the shot clock expired, put in by Nadolny. What a basket.
Had no choice but to fire the deep one. Steph Curry would have been proud. Again, Nadolny was locked in. He was set. Feet were set.
Now we'll get a hell ball on that block shot. Putnam was looking for a foul. I don't get it.
No, his feet were set. The only thing he's got to be careful of is the angle of his arms, but he's in the right position with his feet.
Possession arrow gives it back to Scotland campus. Nice feed. Kazanzi.
Yeah, got the roll man and then nice extra pass there from Koulibaly. Same thing that happened yesterday, though. Scotland got up by about 20 points on Northfield Mount Herman. Northfield came back, made a run, actually took a 2-point lead in the second half, so Scotland got a long way to go here.
Right baseline turnaround was banked up by Usman, no good. Here come the Knights. They try to run, but again, Mustangs get back and slow down the break. Approaching 4 minutes left in this first half.
Good transition defense that time from Putnam.
Nichols was out of control, tried to shovel pass to a teammate as he was falling out. Knocked away and stolen, and as they came ahead, the Mustangs, we get a foul. Foul's on Ahmed, that's his 2nd. And that will send Langford Jr. to the charity stripe. 7th team foul on the Knights. Connor Hoagland is the crew chief. Gary Corbett, Tim Sullivan are the umpires, our referee crew. That foul shot rims out.
Look at those guys pursue the ball, though. Both teams, these guys are competing at a high level right now. Heat check.
Nadolny, deep three is short. Driving ahead is Etienne. Had it deflected away. He thought it was last touched.
It was clearly off Etienne's leg.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether or not it was a foul that led to that. Didn't have a good vantage point from where we're sitting.
He was complaining about something. I went with that way, and it was, he thought he was hit. Didn't get either his way, and Scotland has possession. 3:15 remaining in the half. 11-point lead. Nichols. Oh, nice move. Etienne goes flying by. The shot was no good. The tip also no good. Kazanzi could not hit the follow. Now, as they battle for possession.
Tell you what, Nichols is a tough little guy. I mean, he hasn't filled out physically yet. He's got that wiry build, but he is sticking his nose in there and competing with everybody.
No foul call. They just say the ball went out off of Scotland, so Putnam Science have it back. 3 minutes remaining in the half. They need a solid final 3 minutes here to get a bit closer before we break for halftime. Diarra, nice feed down low. The turnaround by Usman, no good. They battle for possession, and it was taken by Nichols, but Adam, I guess, foot was out of bounds.
Yeah, well, I think he just walked with it. He was trying to pull it away. He didn't realize he had sole control of the ball and ended up dragging that pivot foot.
Mustangs to inbound. Pride is back in, number 12, gives back to Diarra. Trying to drive, defended tightly by Nichols. Gets the shot off and it's blocked. Great defense. The block shot was gathered in by Pride along the baseline. He tried to go back up. That shot was blocked, but we get a whistle and a foul.
You're not going to find a game where you have more hard-nosed guards than this one. I mean, Charles Pride, Hassan Diarra, Dequarius Nichols, Clarence Nadalny. I mean, these guys are as tough as it gets.
Kazanzi picks up the foul. Pride goes to the line, and he misses the first.
Headed to Bryant University next year. And again, he's came in as a guy who was considered a low major recruit, got offers all the way up to the Atlantic 10 before decided he was going to go to Bryant. First year head coach Jared Grasso, but his motor has been his calling card. I mean, that's what he's got to get better at. He's got to become a better shooter, work on his offensive skill set, but there just aren't many guys who can match his toughness.
They missed both foul shots. Remains 11-point lead for Scotland Campus. Driving with the left hand, that runner by Koulibaly was no good. Rebound deflects out, and they say it was last touched by Putnam. Nadolny will inbound. Feeds out up top for Jordan. His three's an air ball.
That wasn't a good shot.
Pride caught the air ball and raced ahead. Feeds in the corner. Silvera driving, lays it in, and he was fouled.
Yep, did not get that contact in the center of his body. You're never going to get that call if you're taking the contact around your shoulder. It's got to be square in the middle of your chest. Watch Pride here. Jones comes out, does a nice job. He's set, twists a little bit, but gets the contact right around his shoulder.
You know, we talk about this all the time. You ask any official, the most difficult call that they have is that offensive foul call.
That one's about as hard as it gets because Jones's feet were set, but just a little rotation of his torso there and the fact that he didn't get the contact in the center of the chest.
You know, I like the idea that they made it a little bit easier for the officials once they put that little markings on the floor underneath the hoop, that if the defensive player is in the half circle, it's the automatic blocking foul. Foul shot is good.
Big 2 minutes here. You know, Scotland's got this 8-point lead. They've kind of controlled the play here for the first half, and they want to take that advantage into the half here. So they've got to close this out. Conversely, Putnam, while they've trailed for most of the first half, if they can go on a little bit of a run here, have a chance to level this thing back out going into halftime and really take the momentum of the game.
Nadolny out of top. Right corner. Kazanzi's three is good.
The moon ball.
.40-29, that three is an air ball.
Bugs normally a knockdown shooter, wasn't expecting that.
Minute 20 left in the half. Oh, the momentum that Putnam Science had a moment ago, that three, it changed things pretty quickly.
And now it's changed again.
Driving, That nice pass by Silvera, able to give to his teammate who laid it in.
Well, Silvera there knows he's not the highest level athlete. Had Etienne coming with a head of steam. Good poise to make that extra pass.
40-31, 9-point lead, back to 11.
Jordan Jones with the wedge shot, uses his body to create space and then converts with the offhand.
35 seconds left in the half, down to 12 on the shot clock. Silvera tried to feed down low, and the entry pass is stolen. Here comes Jones ahead, and now he loses possession. Silvera driving, lays it up, and no good, and we get a blocking foul. Cosenzi will, I believe that's what they're calling. Let's double check. But the foul is on Cosenzi. I'm just confused why the Putnam Science fans were booing. That's what's alerted me to maybe the officials are going to change the call. Let's see here. Here's a look at it, Adam.
See, slides in. So it's the same kind of thing. Didn't take the contact in the center of his chest. And you can see the call there. Baseline official clearly calls the charge. The trail official comes in, wants to talk about it. But the call on the floor was charge.
The officials are still talking about it. 13.6 on the clock. Well, I think they're going to call a block because Putnam Science is not upset. Cosenzi will pick up the personal. We haven't been told here. Adam and I are sitting at the scores table. Here's another look at it, Adam. See Cosenzi turning a bit before impact.
Well, and then the big question is whether or not his heels were in the arc. So the call on the floor is that he was in the arc, and that was, and it's the outside arc. The inside arc is for the women's game. The outside arc is for the men's game, but that was literally about a centimeter. So that's a tough one to overturn trailing the play.
Marty Silvera will be at the charity stripe. He'll get 2 shots. 13.6 remaining. It's a 9 or an 11-point deficit for Putnam Science, so they can get a couple of points here without the clock moving. See if they can get a bit closer before we break for half.
But you know the point, Scotland had an opportunity to hold for 1 though, and they turned it over, which gave Putnam this run-out opportunity.
He makes them both.
Now this is going to be, I would assume, just Nadalny creating his own shot.
He has it out of top. Boy, steps right
Big
around
time move.
Langford Jr. and laid it in.
Big time move, turning the corner and making an off-balance layup with that right-handed extended all the way out. That was a high-level play.
Clarence Nadalny, 6'4" guard with a dozen first-half points, has his team on top by 11 over the reigning champs. Scotland leading Putnam Science here at the half, 44-33. Adam, what do you think some of the adjustments Putnam Science will have to make here at the half?
Well, I think they're going to have to try and get some things going offensively. I mean, Scotland's defense has been very, very good. I think for Scotland, they've got to try and just really, the first shot defense has been great. I think the only adjustment they're probably going to talk about is preventing those second chance points.
Nadalny leading all scorers with a dozen first half points. We'll see if he can keep it up in the second half and put Scotland into the finals for the first time in their program's history. Last year they lost to Putnam Science in the quarterfinals. Putnam Science en route to their championship. a season ago. All right, we'll take a break. We are at the half here in New London, Connecticut, the 2019 National Prep Basketball Championship. I'm Glenn Contosello, along with Adam Finkelstein. We will step out and be back with more. Stay tuned.
It's about cars, about why we love them, the roads we drive, and the places we go. Driven, from the classics to new tech and toys to more than a couple laps around the track. Driven tells the stories from the road with a few car buying tips and some advice to keep your car on the road and off the rack. Sundays at 5:30 on Your View. Driven, the drive, the adventure.
The madness is here once again. Join Your View all month long for our bracket-busting NCAA tournament show, March to Minneapolis. Each week, our panel of expert analysts, former coaches, and players will break down the week's hardwood action. Plus, we'll get you ready for upcoming key matchups all the way to the Final Four in Minneapolis. Don't miss it. March to Minneapolis premieres each Monday at 9 p.m. only on Your View.
I didn't tell you guys about the game the other day. My seats were right behind.
You're not thinking about if you set the alarm before leaving the house. You're thinking about how you caught the home run that extended the series to 7. You're thinking you finally have a baseball story to rival theirs. You're thinking about how you caught the ball barehanded without spilling a drop. You're not thinking about if you set the alarm. Well, maybe just a little. Stay close to the moments that matter. Cox Home Life will take care of the rest.
NBA League Pass knows this game is all about choices. Go right or left.
To the bucket, left hand.
Step back or drive. Lead off the glass or
Down.
NBA League Pass
is all about choices. Watch the whole season. Follow my favorite team
or my favorite player.
Watch on my phone.
How you want it.
My TV.
Where you want it.
Or my tablet.
Just say NBA League Pass into your Contour voice remote to subscribe today.
It's about cars, about why we love them, the roads we drive, and the places we go. Driven, from the classics to new tech and toys to more than a couple laps around the track. Driven tells the stories from the road with a few car buying tips and some advice to keep your car on the road and off the rack. Sundays at 5:30 on Your View. Driven, the drive, the adventure.
The madness is here once again. Join Your View all month long for our bracket-busting NCAA tournament show, March to Minneapolis. Each week, our panel of expert analysts, former coaches, and players will break down the week's hardwood action. Plus, we'll get you ready for upcoming key matchups all the way to the Final Four in Minneapolis. Don't miss it. March to Minneapolis premieres each Monday at 9 p.m. only on Your View.
I didn't tell you guys about the game the other day. My seats were right behind.
You're not thinking about if you set the alarm before leaving the house. You're thinking about how you caught the home run that extended the series to 7. You're thinking you finally have a baseball story to rival theirs. You're thinking about how you caught the ball barehanded without spilling a drop. You're not thinking about if you set the alarm. Well, maybe just a little. Stay close to the moments that matter. Cox Home Life will take care of the rest.
NBA League Pass knows this game is all about choices. Go right or left.
To the bucket, left hand.
Step back or drive. Lead off the glass or
Down.
NBA League Pass
is all about choices. Watch the whole season. Follow my favorite team
or my favorite player.
Watch on my phone.
How you want it.
My TV.
Where you want it.
or my tablet.
Just say NBA League Pass into your Contour voice remote to subscribe today. Subscribe today.
And welcome back to the National Prep Basketball Championships. Our second semifinal. Winner moves on to the championship game tonight at 7 p.m. And, of course, we'll have it for you right here on Cox Your View as we get set for the second half. Glenn Contosello, Adam Finkelstein with you. And it's an 11-point game. Putnam down. They did have an early 7-2 lead, Adam, and things got off great for the Mustangs. And then right at that point, it just seemed the game and the momentum switched to the Knights?
Well, I thought that Scotland made some big shots. As you mentioned, Putnam had that early run, but then Scotland immediately answered with a couple of threes, gave them some confidence and momentum. And from that point on, I thought their defense was really just stellar. I mean, it was, we talked about Koulibaly being in the right place, getting his feet set early, multiple defenders, and this is a Putnam team that plays really hard. This may be, well, certainly two of the hardest playing teams in the country because they just compete on every single possession. They compete on the glass, so everything's been a battle, and I would expect the second half to be no less entertaining.
Nadolny had a dozen in the first half for the Knights, 9 for Nichols, 5 apiece for Ahmed and Kasanzi off the bench. For the Mustangs, nobody in double figures. Chua, the 7-foot center headed to Texas Tech, had 8 to lead the way, 6 for Diarra, 5 apiece for Stokes and Etienne.
There's the trap right out of the timeout. Great rotation by Putnam. Came up with the steal. Langford sprinting back on that secondary rotation.
That 3 from Etienne rimmed out. Took another one. Couldn't hit. Knights, though, keep possession. Doing a good job on the offensive board.
Yeah, 25 seconds in. Putnam's got 2 offensive rebounds and a steal. So you can see they came out of the locker room with a mission.
Mustangs.
No spacing here. He's got nowhere to go.
Diarra tried to drive. He got bottled up, got knocked away, deflects out, and they say it deflected off of a Hassan Diarra.
Yeah, had all 5 players on one side of the floor, so the defense was able to shrink it and just no driving lanes available.
The Putnam Science fans urging on their defense. They're down 11. They need to play a lot of defense to get back into this one. Still a whole half to play. That runner put up by Koulibaly hit too hard. Here come the Mustangs racing ahead. Diarra feeds low for Chua. Turn around. Half hook is good.
He is all left shoulder in that post, but if he can get to it, he can make it.
Baseline, that shot is blocked. Mado could not hit. Here come the Mustangs racing ahead, and that pass by Etienne deflects out.
Yeah, Mado just doesn't have the strength yet in there. I mean, it's a grown man's world in that paint, and he's still just filling out. You see the block there by Tachua.
From inside the charity stripe, Diarra able to hit.
Great jump stop and a tough pull-up there.
It's down to 7. Can they get another stop? Now a foul will be called. Bit of a hand check, I guess, by Diarra, and that's his second. Tom Espinoza does not like the call. Nadolny driving, shots blocked, got it back, and could not finish. Weak side rebound by his teammate. That was Jones, and he put it in.
Well, a terrific block out there from Jordan Jones, who just dug out real estate, driving Hassan Diarra back. Talk about a guy who understands how to compensate for maybe a lack of explosiveness relative to this level.
Long 3 is put in by Diarra.
Here he comes. One tough pull-up and now a tough 3. Not sure there is a junior in prep school basketball who has emerged more this year than Hassan Diarra.
Down to 6. Ahmed up tops 3, rims out.
Got to be careful. You don't want to try and go shot for shot. Scotland is more of a execution team. Got to move that basketball.
Diarra in the paint, shot blocked. Not a good shot. Nadolny ahead, driving
Wow.
with the left hand, banked it in.
Had all kinds of traffic around him. They were pursuing the ball. Looked like he was about to turn it over, but the big-time body control there to finish off the glass with the left hand.
Go back to that last possession by Putnam Science. Diarra's doing some great things today. I don't want to disparage him at all, but that last possession forced it just a bit too much.
Yeah, a little bit of a heat check after making those 2 shots in previous possessions.
Etienne could not hit that long shot. Here come the Knights, driving Nichols, and we'll get an offensive foul.
Nichols out of control going down the lane. Stokes took the charge.
Well, there's sometimes that I call that, and I'm sure from your point of view as well, I could see the offensive foul just about going to happen from about 5 feet before it happens, because the offensive player just doesn't sometimes have an exact idea of what he's going to do with it.
Well, and if you can see it, so can the defense. I think so.
Right.
That's, you know, and so Stokes saw it coming as well, stood his ground, took the hit.
Diarra baseline, the floater is good.
And he's just in go-get-'em mode right now. Those are tough, tough shots. Scotland defense giving him nothing easy, but he's got a tough pull-up, a pull-up 3, and then a contested runner.
Now he has said to his teammates, "Get on my back, gentlemen." And
he's just a junior.
Yeah, how about that? There's a 3 from Nichols and a big basket.
Chris Chaney going to talk it over. Played him even through the first 4.5 minutes, but he knows right now he is getting Putnam's best shot.
It's a full timeout. We'll stay right here. 51-42 is our score. Here's that last basket by Diarra.
Those are tough, tough shots. And then how about Nichols here? Pump fake. Etienne didn't get over the screen. Can't go under a screen on a guy who had 3 threes in the first half.
That screen set by Jordan Jones. A beauty, because the defenders could not get around him. They tried very hard. They just couldn't figure it out. And it was a wide open deep 3.
Well, Jordan Jones, a master of using his body. Not sure he could jump over a credit card, but hey, who needs to?
15:33 remaining in the second half. The winner moves on to the championship tonight at 7 p.m. against Brewster Academy. We will have it for you right here on Cox Your View, so make sure you come back, have a great dinner.
Where are you going?
I'm not really sure. I got to find a nice local fare.
A fair? It's a little cold.
There's got to be a restaurant on the strip outside. No?
I'm sure there's a restaurant. I thought you was confused by fair. Is that a generational thing?
I'd like a nice, thick, juicy. Although in this area, I think you would suggest maybe lobster, but that's not the season yet for me. All right, off the timeout. Mustangs bring it ahead.
Great defense there by Nichols. Good switch, the big fella.
Silvera gets stripped by Koulibaly.
Koulibaly, what mobility there. Not only to be able to switch on the ball screen, but then take it away from a point guard. Headed to Pittsburgh to play for Jeff Capel next year.
Diarra drives, did get a shot off, but he was bodied and a bit out of control. The foul will go against Aquarius Nichols. There's that steal.
Yeah, Silvera just lost track of it. Koulibaly with the long strides and the easy 2.
Diarra is fouled on that shot. Jones will pick it up, his second.
Jones is disagreeing with my assessment of his athleticism. He's a rim protector now.
Scotland trying to make a sub.
Oh, 2 shots, so they'll sub after the first. Easiest look he's had all half. Finds the side of the rim. It's really, you can't overstate how much better Hassan Diarra has gotten this year. Again, he's a product of the PSA Cardinals EYBL program. Didn't play last season because of last EYBL season because of injury. Came back towards the tail end of the summer, and probably, if not the best offensive player on this Putnam team, one of the top 2.
Good defense at midcourt, but the Knights able to break it. They gave it ahead to Nadolny, and he did what he loves to do with it, laid it in.
Well, how about that layup making package? You see a lot of guys who are layup makers who have great touch around the rim. This guy has power and touch.
Almost thrown away by the Mustangs, but they get a break at last.
Watch
Touch
this finish. Great split of the defense here. You know, it's one thing, you talk about athleticism, it's one thing to say, you know, how high does he get above the rim? It's a whole nother thing when you talk about your ability to maintain your balance while both feet are in the air.
Mustangs battling. Couldn't make their first initial shots. The ball found its way to Usman, and he laid it in. Back to a 10-point lead for Scotland. They almost lost possession. Jordan, though, able to regain the dribble. Backs it out for Nadolny, and he rolls in the three.
He's cooking.
He's got 19.
And I tell you what, we mentioned some of the coaches here. We've got Villanova here, Boston College, West Virginia, NC State, Providence.
Diarra can't hit that deep three. Coming ahead is Jordan. Shot's no good. Rebound tipped up also no good by Kasanzi.
I have no clue why he double clutched that. Just needed to lay it in.
That rebound is tipped in. Usman.
You see now, when Nichols comes out of the game, Scotland much more vulnerable to defensive pressure when Jordan's got the ball in his hands. So Nadolny has to slide over and play the point here.
Koulibaly can't hit the long jumper. Rebound is tapped. Both teams battle for possession. We'll get a held ball.
Galupo did a great job to keep that ball alive.
Mustangs will sub, bring in a couple of fresh bodies as Diarra will check out. Silvera did as well. Buggs is back in for the Mustangs. Etienne gave for Buggs, back for Etienne, driving into the paint. Shot is blocked by Koulibaly. We get a whistle.
Kazani.
Yeah, Kasanzi picked up the personal. That's his third.
Kasanzi, Kazani, Potato. Watch him slide over here. Oh yeah, he just didn't want to take the hit. He was set. He just didn't want to take the hit. He was in position to take the charge, but when he rotated his shoulders to avoid the contact, he just didn't get it square.
Etienne makes them both. He's got 7. 58-49. It's a 9-point lead for Scotland. They led by 11 at the half. Winner plays tonight in the final. Jordan, double teamed as he drove, backs it out. Koulibaly drives, big steps into the paint. Shots no good, but he was fouled. How about those two huge steps?
And the agility to do it with that kind of length. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's every bit of 6'8", maybe 6'9", who's, I mean, watch these steps. Wide open here, and he didn't travel either. I mean, to be able to avoid those defenders and navigate that type of tight space at his size is, again, that's another type of athleticism. You can say, hey, he's not an explosive leaper, but there aren't that many 6'9" guys who can make the play he just did.
Now, Nadolny will rotate out, I'm sure, for maybe a minute.
Yeah, this is, gonna get him a minute or two and then see if he can go the rest of the way. Remember, whoever wins this game's got to come back in about 4 hours.
1 of 2 from the line by Koulibaly. It's a 10-point game, 59-49. Deep corner 3 by Buggs, yes!
That's what we said when he had that air ball in the first half. We said what a surprise it is because he is a shot maker. Spacing the floor in the corner. His man didn't leave him for much, but Etienne found him at just the right time.
It's a 7-point game. Galupo, number 10, is now back in for the Knights. Got to watch him from beyond the arc. There's a deep three by Koulibaly, no good. Long rebound, they fight for possession. Etienne picked it up.
They've got to try and bridge this gap here to get Nadalny another minute, not give away too much of this lead.
Very important possession for Putnam Science. Can they get even closer here? Bugs driving. Tough shot. And we get a whistle and a foul. Galupo will pick it up, just his first.
An opportunity to cut it to 5 here, as close as it's been since the first half.
Back when it was 29-24.
That becomes the problem for Scotland, is when Nadalny comes off the floor, where do you get your scoring from?
Bugs at the foul line. He's headed to UMass, and he misses the first.
Play for Matt McCall, coach who values shooting and floor spacing. Bugs has been a little buried in this deep backcourt this year, but he's a guy who has tools that definitely translate the next level. He's a high-level athlete, too. He can really get up now. You can see the body's a work in progress, but with his shot making and his athleticism, when he catches up physically and gets that big game experience, he's got an upside.
So he makes one of two, 59-53.
2-possession game.
Scotland's lead down to 6. Koulibaly up near midcourt. Defended by Tachua. Koulibaly driving, fade away, got it.
Good defense there by Tachua, but Koulibaly makes a tough shot over top of the 7-footer.
Inside 11 minutes on the clock. Plenty of time. Etienne driving, foul line
Tough
jumper.
Shot.
No good. Rebound loose. Players falling. That shot put up by Diarra. He just checked in.
Well, it's the exact same thing I said in the first half. So Koulibaly, his feet are set, but his arms are not vertical. His elbows are locked, but his shoulders are extended down.
Koulibaly picked up the personal, his second. Diarra back at the charity stripe. He had 6 first half points.
Get another look. Watch the. See how it's just down like that? You know, that's where the foul is. It's got to be. It has to be a vertical plane, completely an extension of your shoulders. Can't extend forward from that.
Diarra makes them both. 10 here in the second half. 61-55. Again, it's a 6-point lead for Scotland.
And Nadalny continuing to get that rest. Scotland needs somebody else to step up and give him a bucket.
Ahmed. Deep right side for Jones, into the paint, puts it up, and gets the roll.
How about that? Super crafty.
Deep three by Bugs, way off the mark. Rebound deflects out off of Koulibaly. And a bad inbound, stolen by Nichols ahead, and its dunk is blocked! What a block by Etienne! And now we'll get a foul on Jones after the block, his third. Look at this.
Oh, he just missed the dunk. He didn't block it, he just missed the dunk. It was a great contest.
Foul was on Jordan Jones, and that is his 4th for Scotland. The Dolnay will come back in. At the foul line for the Mustangs is Pride. looking for his first points, and he rolls in the first foul shot.
And again, Pride is he's a culture guy. He's someone you bring on your team because you know he's going to compete. He's going to get loose balls. He's going to defend bigger guys, win you extra possessions, and raise the level of your collective intensity.
And he makes them both.
Nadolny back in the game now.
10 minutes to go. It's a 6-point game. Knights with possession. Nichols being harassed by Etienne.
That's a bad shot.
And it was short, and on the rebound, Buggs was held, and will get a loose ball foul. And it will go against Aquarius Nichols, and that is his fourth. Chris Cheney, in his third year at the helm of this program, is chatting with one of the officials.
Well, it's 2 fouls that are 80 feet away from the basket, so those are tough. Those are tough calls.
Buggs' first foul shot is good. Down to 5.
Now you got to help yourself too. Galupo can't take a contested 25-footer 5 seconds into the shot clock, but.
It is down to 4, and we have 9:46 on the clock.
It's been anybody's game the whole time. I mean, this is 10 points is nothing in a prep school game.
Nadolny back in, will control the offense, along with Nichols. Aquarius gives for Koulibaly. He'll drive, the shot's no good. Rebound deflects right to Nadolny, and he puts it in.
Nadolny there taking the contact again. How many places he finished around the rim tonight? All of them below the rim, but takes contact, powers his way through it.
Tachua tried to backstep down into the paint, got stripped. We get a whistle and a held ball, and it should give possession back to Scotland. Ahmed to inbound. Nadolny ahead, looping pass. Koulibaly gives to a cutting Ahmed, nothing there. They back it out. Galupo's 3, no good.
He needs to come off the court. He's killing him right now. And it's not that he can't make that shot, it's that he has no concept of what a good shot is. He's got to get looks in rhythm.
Charles Pride goes coast to coast.
Get another look at it here. Pride going the length of the floor. You take contested long shots, you're going to get long rebounds. Provides a run-out opportunity, and Pride takes it the other way.
(65-61). It is a 4-point game with 8:46 remaining in this second half. The winner goes on to the final tonight at 7 p.m. Now, both of these teams, obviously in the final 8:46, Adam, are going to use an awful lot of energy to gain this victory. I got to believe that might play into what the winner does tonight, but you don't want to even worry about that. You just want to get to tonight and then figure it out, right?
Yeah, because here's the thing. No matter whoever wins this game, they may be tired, but the opposing team's going to be even more, Brewster's going to be even more tired because Brewster had to play 2 games yesterday as well after starting in the play-in game. Scotland's ball out of bounds here. Nadalny will take it out. Putnam now setting up the 1-3-1, extending the floor. Gonna scramble out of this 1-3-1 trap. Gallupo with the floater. Tough shot.
That's a big hoop. He's got 5.
Yeah, still so much game to go here.
Mustangs with possession. That backdoor pass does not connect to Langford Jr. It's stolen. Here come the Knights. They're running. Gallupo, before falling out, able to save it. The Dolney's shot's no good. And getting the rebound is Nichols. And he double dribbled. So the Mustangs will get possession back. 7:41 on the clock.
And Putnam is very aware of the fact that Nichols has 4 fouls. They said, is that 5? They said, it was a double dribble, guys. So clearly recognize the value that Nicholas has had for Scotland in this one.
Feed down low for Tachua. Turnaround's no good. Koulibaly with the rebound and stripped out of his hands, but it was knocked out by Langford Jr.
Yeah, first time he's been willing to turn that right shoulder. The drastic overplay left him no choice. Putnam's going to extend pressure here because they've got fouls to give. Only 3 team fouls. They can afford to be aggressive defensively.
Adolne was double teamed, quickly fed ahead for Nichols. He'll drive and get stripped and fouled.
Had Gallupo spotting up on the wing and a man running the lane. Nicholas took advantage, Euro stepped through the lane.
Diarra picked up the personal, just his 3rd. 7:13 on the clock. Aquarius Nichols, 12 points here today, had 9 at the half. He's made 4 3-pointers for all his points. Now he finally gets a point.
And to me, his shot making's gravy because this is a guy whose value is that he takes care of the ball, he provides toughness. He's everything you want in your point guard, regardless of if he's, creating a ton of offense or making a ton of shots. From an intangible standpoint, from an IQ standpoint, gives you everything that a coach is looking for.
It was down to 4 a moment ago. It's back up to 8, 69-61 as we approach 7 minutes remaining. Scotland on top, looking to get into the finals.
Here comes Etienne.
Prep championship. Etienne backs it out, Diarra. Foul line extended, his jumper is good.
His tough shot making ability has just improved exponentially over the course of the last 6 months. I mean, he hasn't gotten anything easy this half, but he's making big time plays.
Nice crossover by Nichols driving, backs it out. Ahmed drives, shot's no good, and the rebound deflects right to Tachua. Here come Putnam Science. Diarra gets stripped and it's stolen back by the Knights. Gallupo ahead, he gets stripped. Etienne with the steal ahead. Langford driving.
Yeah, good call. Good
offensive foul.
Extended that left forearm. Good call. Here's the block. Big time block there by Etienne. Watch it go the other way. Here's Langford. Got away with one there. And you could see the elbow come out and then extend there. Good call by the trail official.
Six minutes remaining.
Remember, Nicholas has 4 fouls. There's a lot of time.
He drives. He had Tachua on his back, and the foul is called.
Yeah, he did a great job of establishing his angle off that ball screen and then kind of luring the big fella into the contact. If you're Tachua there, you actually don't want to make contact. That's what he wants. Use your length to your advantage and get over the top of him.
Boy, as active as Tachua has been here, Adam, that's just his first foul.
Yeah, he's I think both of these bigs, Koulibaly and Tachua, have both done a really good job of being active in the right spots defensively, but doing so without fouling. Now listen, the level of contact you get in a prep school game versus a college game, they're going to have to clean it up even more for the next level.
Yeah.
But, you know, they both do a pretty good job at this stage in their career.
Eight-point game. Diarra gets a high screen. He'll drive. Oh, nice up and under.
Big time move there. Great read of the defense to reject the ball screen, get into the teeth, and then the body control. Doesn't get much better than that.
5:20 remaining. Nichols harassed at midcourt, kept the dribble.
Yeah, he's pounding a little too much. I think, Nadalny's got to come get it.
There's a deep three. No good by Nadalny.
And again, he can make that shot, but now is not the time to settle. 5 minutes to go in a national championship semifinal. You've got to put some pressure on that defense.
Diarra up top. Inside 5 minutes to play. Down low. Turnarounds put up no good by Tachua. And
got a 4-point game.
It's now 71-67. First points for Langford Jr. Nichols pulled up on his dribble, in some trouble, and he calls a timeout.
Yeah, heady play there. Would have been a turnover. He was trying to feed the post. That wasn't there. Then he tried to reverse the ball. That wasn't there. He picked up his dribble. Only had one thing left to do to save the possession.
4:24 remaining in this second half. Glenn Conticello, Adam Finkelstein with you. Thanks for tuning in here on Cox Your View. This is the 2019 National Prep Basketball Championship. Second semifinal of the day. Booster Academy won the first semifinal earlier, 91-73 over Massanutten Military Academy.
Terrific year for Massanutten too. Went the whole season with only 4 losses. Another great season for Chad Myers.
That final will be played later today at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll have it for you right here on Cox Your View.
So Brewster has the advantage here in that they get a couple extra hours of rest, but that not enough probably to make up for the fact that they had to play a whole nother game yesterday. So it kind of works out in the end that they're the team with 2 hours extra rest, given that their legs are a little heavier. And then the question is, does Terrence Clark play in the final?
Right. I think that's the big story.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, they are a different team without him, no question about it.
Nadalny inbounds. Thought he was going to get it right back. He gave for Jones. Driving. Gets stripped, but they say it was deflected out by Diarra. Nadalny will inbound along the Knights baseline. Loops it out up top. Koulibaly driving. Shot is blocked by Tachua.
Got it pinned.
Mustangs can get even closer with this possession. Diarra driving on Nichols. The floater off the mark, but the missed shot was caught by Langford, and he put it in.
Second straight putback for DeMar Langford. He may not be the dynamic playmaker of some other top prospects in the class, but you're not going to find a whole lot of guys who can impact the game in as many ways.
It's down to 2. It's a one-possession game, folks. DeLupo driving, stepping back, doesn't have an open shot, backs it out for Nadalny. As he drove, he traveled.
Yeah, he got fouled after the walk, but he split his feet going through the lane.
DeLupo will check out for the Knights.
Watch his feet here.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's a real good call.
Yep.
3:20 remaining.
And again, Scotland's first shot defense has been really good all night long, but they've got to get on the glass.
And now as Langford Jr. went up, we get a hell ball. Possession arrow will keep it with the Mustangs. Last lead for Putnam Science was 2 when they led 13-11. Diarra backs it out. Driving Pride, and it rimmed out. It was halfway down.
Well, he had the mismatch. I'll tell you what, Jordan Jones is a really heady player. When we talk about the way he uses his body, he recognized there that he didn't have the foot speed to contend with Pride, knew he wasn't a shooter, backed off, just stayed in between him and the basket, did a nice job there.
Nadalny will slowly walk it up. Jones. Hands for Nichols. Guarded by Langford Jr. Nichols driving.
Tough shot.
Coulibaly can't hit.
Good defensive possession there from Putnam.
Fed low for Tachua. He'll back it out. That runner by Langford is put in.
Tie game. What a ball game.
So the Mustangs have come all the way back. And now we'll get another hell ball on that nice defensive play. Nadalny. And the Knights, though, will keep possession. 2:07 remaining.
Terrific defensive play there.
And timeout call by Scotland. Well, this is what you truly expect in these semifinals. And forget about what we're going to expect in the final. But what a comeback by Putnam Science, the reigning title holders. So they have gotten it even. So this second semifinal, it's basically can be played in 2 minutes and 7 seconds because we are dead even at 71.
And I'll tell you what, this game has lived up to the billing. I mean, Scotland had the lead. I shouldn't say control. They had the lead for the vast majority of the game. Very similar to what happened yesterday against Northfield Mount Herman, where they had the big lead early. Northfield came back, took a 2-point lead around the same time, and then Scotland responded. So the question now becomes, can they do it again?
All right, off the Scotland campus timeout. They will inbound the basketball underneath their own hoop. Nichols, the only Knight playing, check that, Jordan Jones also with 4 fouls. No one for Putnam Science with 4. Inbounds. Nadalny gets bodied, loses possession. A lot of contact with Diarra.
A lot of contact there, yep.
Ball goes out off of Diarra. Akram Ahmed will again inbound the basketball for the Knights. Still looking, and he loops it out up top for Nadalny.
Big
Back
shot.
for Ahmed's 3 in the corner, he buries it.
What a shot from Acad. Different guys step up. Putnam determined to shut down their big 3, and Acad makes a big, big shot.
And now we'll get another hell ball. And that will
Stays with Putnam.
Yeah, they'll keep it with Putnam.
Watch this shot here. Just left Akram Ahmed in the corner.
Tachua was a half a second too late to defend that open 3. Etienne, hands for Pride. We get into the hands of Diarra. Nice crossover, loses the dribble, and we get a hell ball.
Scotland's got possession.
Yes,
Scotland's
they do.
got possession after the last one.
Minute 29 remaining. Scotland will get the ball back, and they have the 3-point lead. Now, do they use their 30? That'll be the question.
Yes. There's your answer.
And you're never wrong, Adam, so I agree with you.
Well, that is...
Not going to question
You're
the master.
wrong on that statement, but they...
All right, so we have minute 29 remaining. 89 seconds to be exact.
What a game.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Great comeback by Putnam Science, the reigning champs. Can they get over the hill? They got to the top. They got all the way back and got even.
Well, again, it's just eerily similar to yesterday when Scotland up so big early, sees the other team. And it's not even because of a letdown. They just see the other team respond and raise the level of their game. And, so Scotland been here before. Well, Putnam's obviously been here before, too, having won last year. But this game has just been every bit as good as advertised.
This is the second appearance for Scotland in this national championship tournament over the years, a 13-year history of this event.
Chris Janey's a legendary prep coach, though, from Laurenburg to Patterson and in between. He's got 1,000 wins.
Spinning Koulibaly.
Big-time block.
Could not get the shot off defensively. Mustangs do the job. They get it back with a minute 5 remaining. Diarra, he gets stripped, and we get, somebody was leaning out of bounds.
Yeah, Ahmed had a hand on the ball while his legs were over the baseline. So Putnam's going to have a baseline out of bounds, kind of in the deep corner there.
And that's big, Adam, because the possession arrow's still going the Mustangs'
Correct.
way if we get another held ball. That was close to being called a held ball, but as you said, the Knight that was there was laying out of bounds. Putnam to inbound along their baseline. Diarra loops it in. Tough pass. Gathered in, though, by Pride. Goes baseline. Backs it out for Etienne.
Stepped on the line.
He did. He stepped out.
Putnam still does not need to foul here. Plenty of time. 27-second differential. 57 on the clock and a fresh 30 shot clock.
Now they have no more fouls to give. Their next foul will put.
They are going to pressure.
The Knights at the line. They'll shoot 1 and 1.
Good recognition there by Koulibaly to step up as an outlet.
Galupo is back into the game for Scotland campus. 45 seconds to go.
Now, there's no 5 seconds this year, so that's a key factor in a late game situation like this. Galupo's got to get rid of that ball, yeah.
Nadalny's pass deflected out. 7 on the shot clock. 33.3 on the game clock.
Chris Janey's going to take a timeout, draw something up, make sure he gets a good look here. Becomes really important here, Glenn, not just to get the best look you can with 7 seconds left, but to make sure your defense is set and you remind the guys about transition defense responsibilities. So important now for Scotland that when the shot goes up, that they get guys getting back in defense, because you know Putnam is going to gang rebound and then push it as hard as they can. Putnam is not a team that's going to get the rebound, call timeout. They're going to get it and attack. So you've got to make sure you're reminding your guys about transition defense right now in this huddle.
.3 on the game clock.
7 on the shot clock.
7 on the shot, yep. So not a lot of passing, so to speak, off this inbounds. You don't have an awful lot of time to set up for a good shot.
Now Nadalny walking to the far corner here, so he's going to end up coming to the ball in some way, shape, or form. Ideally, they'll get him turning the corner and getting downhill to the rim with an opportunity to make a play, but Tachua has been such an impressive rim protector here that I expect Scotland, we talked about transition defense, you let Koulibaly go to the offensive glass, you get everybody else back.
Ahmed to inbound, loops it in, and we will get a foul.
So here's what they did. They took Koulibaly and they baseline screened for Nadalny so that Koulibaly would then be able to either get a switch and then seal his defender on the high side. They tried to loop it over the top to him after that, and Putnam was called for the hold. This is a 1-on-1.
Fouls on Diarra, his third. Coulibaly, foul shot off the mark. Rebound for Tachua. 30 seconds to go.
They do not need a three. Plenty of time to get a quick two and then defend to stretch this one out. Looks like they might be going for one, though.
Almost a steal. Now we get a foul. I'm not sure what the call is.
He's got a foul on Coulibaly.
That's his third.
That's the right call.
That will send Etienne to the foul line. There it is right there. Yeah. Well, the arm was hooked around Coulibaly, but still I thought there was a block. Stops the clock, 18.1.
Now you got to rebound here and then be prepared to be strong with the basketball.
If he makes both here.
That's off.
Forget about it.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
If he makes both, what do you do off the inbound? You're still down a point with 18 to go. Do you foul immediately?
Well, first you try and deny, and then you throw one trap on, and then you foul, in my opinion. You got enough time to do all that.
Etienne will get one more, looking for his 9th point. Doesn't get it. It rattled out, and on the rebound we get a foul. That was a huge miss.
It was, but there's still a lot of time here. One possession game. It remains a 1-and-1. He's got to make both to make it a 2-possession game. Tom Espinoza going to ice the shooter here and use a timeout.
17.2 on the clock. There's the timeout. (74-72) is our score.
What a game, Glenn, huh?
Fabulous. Great comeback by Putnam Science.
You know what's been fun down the stretch? It's been both teams making plays. It hasn't been making mistakes, it's been making plays, and on both ends of the floor. You know, we've had defensive plays that have resulted in jump balls, we've had big shots. So this has been a lot of fun.
Biggest lead for Scotland campus was 12 here in the second half. Biggest lead in the first half was 11. For Putnam Science, their leads in this game, the biggest was 5 at 7-2, and their last lead is when they were up 13-11. So now Langford Jr., or correction, Ahmed will be at the foul line, 1-1.
And Putnam on a miss. Putnam's going to go, guaranteed.
Nobody on the foul line for Scotland. First foul shot is good.
Nothing but nylon. How about those nerves? That's impressive. And remember, Ahmed made that corner three just a couple of possessions ago, so he's been big down the stretch here.
This is the big shot. Makes it a 2-possession game, and he gets it.
Yeah, very impressive.
Got to score quickly here.
And you don't need a 3. You need a quick 2. Get this clock stopped.
Etienne driving, gets fouled. The shot is no good. No, he does not get fouled. We get a hell ball.
Putnam's going to maintain control here. Again, they don't need a 3. They need the quickest bucket they can.
The inbounds.
That was smart. Very
Tachua
smart.
laid it in, and there's a timeout.
So often you see teams in that situation take a desperation 3 and essentially lose the game there. Give Putnam a lot of credit. They got the ball inside point-blank range, took a layup, made it a 2-point game, and was able to extend this thing.
7.3 on the game clock.
So now you're in a situation where you might not have time for that trap. So now, if you're Putnam, you're face guarding, which means you're in between. You're not even looking at the ball. You're just nose to nose with your man, trying to prevent the catch. And if it gets in, you're given an immediate foul to try and extend this game as long as you can.
Putnam Science, the reigning champs, looking to get back into the finals and the opportunity to repeat. They defeated the Scotland Campus Knights a season ago in the quarterfinals. And Scotland Campus looking to get to the finals for the first time in their history in this 13-year event. Looks like Ahmed will inbound the basketball for the Knights. And he gives to Nichols, and he is immediately fouled. 6.4 on the clock.
And it's still 1-1. So this first shot is the big one. Well, they're both big, but the first one pushes it to 3. The second one would make it a 2-possession game.
Front end is good.
It's 3 for 3 in the final seconds here from the free throw line for Scotland.
It's 5 for 5 overall from the charity stripe, and we'll get a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, and the last one for Tom Espinoza.
Well, it
comes down to one foul shot.
Yeah, that's so.
I mean, stranger things have happened if he still makes a shot.
Well, now the question here is if it goes in. So in Scotland's huddle, you're saying, okay, if it goes in, we don't foul. Whatever we do, we don't foul. If he misses, you're in a position where you're up 3. Do you foul and try and force them to, that's typically the answer would be yes, but it's a matter of have you practiced this exact situation and are you confident that your kids can execute it?
And here comes the shot of the day by Aquarius Nichols. Missed. They got 5 seconds to get it up the court.
Foul him right here.
Etienne, 3, no good. That would have tied it. It would have counted. He banked it up and it rimmed out.
What a game.
77-74. Scotland Campus will move on to the finals as they defeat the reigning champs, the Putnam Science Mustangs.
A terrific game, just a really well-played game from both sides. Hats off to both of these guys. They are. That was one heck of a exhibition and a great game for prep school basketball.
It really was. And the traditional handshake at the end of the game. Always love to see that after the two teams battle so hard, congratulating each other. But one team will move on, and it is Scotland Campus from Scotland, PA. Second time they have appeared in this tournament, and they are getting to the finals as they will move on to the 7 p.m. game tonight against Brewster Academy. That should be a real good matchup,
to say the least. Who can hydrate? Who can be ready to play? It's all about. It's a gut check right now.
Well, Brewster Academy have 5 titles to their name, and they're looking for their 6th, but they'll have to get through the Knights from Scotland Campus. So as we wrap it up here from Connecticut College in New London, Connecticut, want to remind you to come back tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, for the finals as Scotland Campus will take on Brewster Academy. So for my broadcast partner, Adam Finkelstein, and our entire Cox Your View crew, my name is Glenn Conticello. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tonight at 7 p.m.